Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone complaining that life insurance is fat-phobic. Apparently, they're not too eager to give out life insurance policies to the morbidly obese. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips, including one where somebody is explaining the origins of the word obese. Again. And one where FatSapphicBro sets some boundaries. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Let's talk about fat phobia.
Yes, please.
Warning, I'm a little bit irritated, but I want to talk about what fat phobia is for real.
Okay, we're finally going to get a real definition of what fat phobia is.
Fat phobia is not the lack of diversity in fashion or seats being too small in offices or, not enough seats in the airline. You just need money to take care of that.
Okay, all right, I agree so far. None of that stuff is fat phobic.
Fat phobia is when you can't get a life insurance policy.
Dude, come on. Okay, so fat phobia isn't all those struggles that other people have. Fat phobia is the struggles that you have. You specifically. Okay.
Simply because of your BMI. I've had a clean bill of health all my life. No chronic illnesses, no chronic diseases. The most I've had is a strain of COVID during the pandemic. I just happen to be big and tall.
Okay, well, apparently the life insurance company doesn't care about your blood work or whatever.
And all my life, people have assumed I have some type of illness because of my size.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at your pain, but that's hilarious. People assume I have some kind of illness because of my size? What do they think you have? So have people been accusing you of having, like, Prodder Willie your whole life? I'm sorry. That's just hilarious to me. Like, man, that person is so big, they must have some kind of disease. Like, I've never heard anybody within the fat acceptance movement say that before. Like, everybody thought I had some kind of illness because I was so fat. I'm sorry. That's not funny. What illness did they think you have? I have to know.
And now that's size. And now that's showing up on a systemic level.
Stop.
I can't even get a life insurance policy, let alone the amount I want.
Okay, so they won't even give you a life insurance policy because of your weight. Insurance companies are in the business of making money, and if they won't insure you, it's because you are a liability. You are more of a risk than they are willing to take. They have done the math on this. They've done the studies. They have millions, maybe even billions of dollars to look into this. That should tell you something, right? They literally won't even give you a policy. They're not like, yeah, we'll insure you. It's just going to be really expensive because you live an unhealthy lifestyle. They're just like, nah, dude, for no price. No price you can pay us to give you life insurance. That would be my wake-up call, dude. I'd be like, what? I can't even insure this? I can't insure this? They're like, no, dude. Can't you get a life insurance policy even if you smoke? Hold on, I have to look this up. Yes, you can still qualify for many life insurance plans if you smoke, but you should expect higher premiums than a non-smoker. So they just literally won't even insure you. They consider the way that you are to be more dangerous than smoking. Okay, let's see. Can you get life insurance if you have cancer? Yes, cancer patients can get life insurance. I'm not trying to laugh, dude, but the coverage type will depend on cancer type, stage, treatment, and the patient's current health status. Okay, so smokers can get life insurance policy. People that have cancer can get life insurance, but they won't insure you. That would be my wake-up call, dude.
Simply because of my BMI.
Simply because of my BMI. Well, it's not an arbitrary measurement.
Ain't that something? I just left for my last physical wellness exam. BP perfect.
Blood work and blood pressure is only one very, very, very small piece of the puzzle of human health. You could have perfect blood work and be on death's door, dude.
Heart rate, perfect. All that, good.
How many beats per minute? When I was larger, dude, my heart rate was like 80 to 100 beats per minute just sitting there. Now, my heart rate is like 5, okay? My heart doesn't even need to get up in the morning half the time.
I just happen to be 6'5", over 400 pounds. And you tell me I can't get life insurance?
Yeah, you could see this as some kind of flag, perhaps red.
Life insurance. That is fat phobia. Skinny does not equal healthy, and big does not equal unhealthy.
It is true that skinny does not equal healthy, but it is not true that big does not equal unhealthy. Big does equal unhealthy. The adipose tissue itself. It's hormonally active, it weighs you down, and it throws your entire body out of whack and causes a lot of other conditions. Alright, so that was weird. Apparently the insurance companies are fat phobic. They're not just looking out for their bottom line, and it's very dangerous to insure obese people. That would make me nervous, because I know the insurance companies just care about money, right? So if they're like, no, investing in you would be a bad investment, I would be like, oh, wait, why? What's gonna happen? How long do you guys think I have to live? The doctor won't give me a straight answer. Maybe the insurance company will. Alright, so that's not funny, but it's pretty funny. Come on, man. Next. Now we're gonna learn a little bit more about the origin of the word obese again.
Hi friends, it's your fat liberation thought of the day.
Hi friend, I love fat liberation thoughts of the day.
For August 28th. Why a lot of fat activists have stopped using the word obesity. So to start with, the term obesity actually comes from the Latin obesis, which means having eaten oneself fat. So from the beginning of this word, it is tainted with judgment and moralism.
What? How is having eaten oneself fat tainted with judgment and moralism? Is that not how one gets fat? It's judgmental to say that somebody became obese from eating? That's literally how it happened. Is it judgmental to say that somebody got drunk from drinking? I don't see how that's judgment or moralism to just describe how one becomes obese.
It also implies that if obese people could just get their eating under control, they wouldn't be obese.
Okay, you're implying that the obesity has nothing to do with what you eat. Those of us that are living in reality know that weight gain comes from the food that we eat. And it's not some kind of mystery, and it's not a moral judgment to say that. It's just truth. It is so bizarre to act like speaking the truth is a moral judgment against you. How else did any of these people gain weight then, my friend? It's so judgmental to say that obese people gained weight by eating. What? So, what do we say then? We lie and say that it was genetic or some other nonsense?
Which is not true.
Okay, it's not true that people gain weight from eating, and it's not true that people can lose weight through their diet. Okie dokie. What you're saying was very unconventional. It goes against every single law of physics.
Then in our modern usage, it has become a diagnosis. One that comes attached to a lot of negative stereotypes.
No, obese just means you are over a BMI of 30. I used to be obese myself, as I recently learned. And it doesn't matter what kind of negative stereotypes came along with the former obese body that I used to have. Honestly, the stereotypes were kind of true. Back when I was obese, I was lazy and I was tired all the time because I was eating garbage food that didn't provide me with any energy. Go figure. Was it my laziness that caused me to be obese? Or was it the obesity that was making me tired all the time? Who knows? We got a chicken and the egg situation going on here. But I was not the go-getter back then that I am today. I was too busy being tired from last night's frickin' spaghetti meal, having heartburn the next day because I was eating noodles until frickin' midnight.
And so many fat liberation activists just don't use it. They just use the term fat.
Yeah, which doesn't make a lot of sense. You guys are like, the term obese is very offensive. call me fat. What? I think you got it backwards there, my friend. Obese is a medical term. Fat is the one that people have been using as an insult this whole time.
Which, again, we're trying to have become a very neutral term.
We're trying to have become a very neutral term. It's not. Okay? It never was. You can't turn it around. Obese was the neutral term.
And just avoid using the term obesity at all. Sometimes you'll see it with an asterisk in the middle.
Yeah, that's really stupid. I don't know why people would think it's easier to change the English language than it is to just change ourselves. We're changing the definition of the word. Whatever sort of mental gymnastics you have to do to make yourself feel better.
Because people may have to use it when they are quoting or talking about the medical institution, but they don't want the stigma of the word to be forgotten.
We still have to use it because the medical profession uses it, but we're going to put an asterisk in there so you guys understand that this word is stigmatized. Alright, so that was dumb. I love how much work is involved with being in the fat acceptance movement. Like, they're willing to put in work doing literally anything and everything other than working on themselves. We're willing to change language. She's like, I wrote into the people at the Oxford Dictionary and told them to change the definition of the word. I swear it's easier to change ourselves than to try to force the entire world to do what we want. I love that they took issue with that word because it describes how one gains weight. They're like, having eaten oneself fat. That's not how any of that works. That's bigotry. How does it work then? How do people gain weight? What planet are you from? And can I have some of that crack you're smoking? Because it's good. It's real good. Next. Alright, it says, pretty enough to screw. I believe that's a screwdriver. Not enough to date. Okay, that's sad. Alright, she said, pretty enough to screw, not enough to date. That's really sad, honestly. I'm not sure what's up with dudes that are like that. Like, if I'm not attracted to somebody, I'm not going to do them. A lot of dudes aren't like that. For some reason, a lot of dudes are like, well, I'm not into her really, but it's better than my hand, I guess. I'm not like that. I can't just be into you because you happen to be there and you are a woman, so I guess let's do this, I guess. Like, what? I don't know, man. I can't relate. Also, you hurt a lot of people's feelings like this, right? You bang this girl, you're like, yeah, I would love to go out for dinner with you just so you can do her or whatever, and then you never call her back. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a pick-me guy or whatever, like, listen, ladies, I'm not like those other guys. I'm not trying to be like that at all. I'm just literally not like those other guys. I don't get it. And it's especially weird if you're not physically attracted to somebody to use them in that capacity. You're like, I'm not even attracted to you, but I guess we could do it. I mean, whatever. It is a Tuesday. What? Once again, I'm sorry for this entire conversation. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. So, how's your day going? How's everything in your world, my friend? It's just fine over here. Nothing weird being said over here. Everything is fine. Alright, so that was sad, like I said, and I feel bad for that person. Next. And we're going to wrap up this ensemble with the FatSapphicBro clip, and they are responding to this comment that reads, okay, but you can't really set boundaries on a public page. People have free will. What do you mean people have free will? If that ain't the most fat-phobic...
Okay, but you can't really set boundaries on a public page. People have free will. This is the most obnoxious take I have heard in a while.
The idea that people have free will is freaking obnoxious, dude. I agree. You know what? When you're right, you're right. I'm sick of all these morons having the ability to do and say what they want. What? It's very problematic.
I honestly get so sick of people being like, it's a public page. You can't have boundaries on a public page.
Have you ever met somebody that wasn't a total basket case that used the term boundaries? These are my boundaries.
When you go out into the world, out in public, do you put your hands on strangers?
Yeah, I do. Of course I put my hands on strangers. How are they to know that I love them if I don't? No, of course not. But this person saying words on your page is not at all the equivalent of putting your hands on strangers. These are words. So it's very bizarre that you're comparing the words that this person said to you to putting your hands on strangers. That's literally assault. Same thing though, right? Same thing.
Do you touch them?
Obviously, I touch strangers all the time. What is the point of this?
Hit them, spit on them.
Hit them, spit on them. So the words that this person said to you is equivalent to going out in public and hitting people and spitting on them and touching them or whatever. You said all kinds of stuff. First of all, yeah, I do push people, spit on them, and hit them when I go out in public, of course. How are they to know that I love them if I don't do those things? And secondly, the words that that person said to you is not the equivalent of any of that. What?
Curse them out. Just unprompted?
Sometimes. Depends on the day of the week.
No, because we as a society have a lot of public boundaries.
I don't believe in boundaries.
That we all mutually agree to and respect.
I never agreed to anything. I am terrible with boundaries.
So why is it not possible to have boundaries on a public page?
Because other people have to agree to your boundaries, and other people have free will. So it's very unlikely that they will.
And yeah, sure, people have free will, just like me. Which means if people break my boundaries, I get to block them.
Don't block me. Stop blocking me all the time, okay? It's getting old. Why are you playing so hard to get?
It is really creepy and concerning to me that so many people have this take of like, you can't have boundaries on a public page.
Well, when you say things in public, that's public, and people might respond to it. It's real bizarre that you think that you can go have a public page but have boundaries. That's like going to give a press conference and talking to a bunch of people, and then when some of the reporters have questions, you're like, what? No. I have boundaries. If you give a speech in a public place, people might have responses to that. You can't say, no, you guys can't respond to me. I think your boundaries is that nobody's allowed to question you, and they have to do what you say. This is why we have elected you the unquestioned overlord of fat acceptance.
Because it really makes me wonder how you treat people out in the world every day. So just get a grip.
No, I will not get a grip. How dare you? All right, so that was crazy. I disagree with that. Obviously, if you say something in public, people might respond to it. It's very bizarre to act like your boundaries are that people aren't allowed to leave you a response. Hey guys, the sky is red. And then you just walk away like this. Nobody's gonna have a retort to that at all. Actually, it's not red. It's not. That takes care of that. What? Dude, you're violating my boundaries. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Are life insurance companies fatphobic? Is the term obese problematic? And is it possible to set boundaries on a public page? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.